Hello friends, you've stumbled across a short clip from the Daily Switch 2 podcast, which, believe it or not, is a podcast that is about the Switch 2 with new episodes released daily. What will they think of next? So, for now, we don't have figures, and it seems like they're being held back to not damage future retail and sales prospects too badly with negative publicity. Shouting from the rooftops that the Switch 2 has record console sales means that more people are going to want to buy, having a positive outlook on the system or having FOMO. I'd guess that that's a big reason that many industry people have been strongly speaking out against anyone daring to criticize Mario Kart World 2, despite the obvious flaws and lukewarm fan reception that we're seeing from aggregates. People in the industry want the Switch 2 to be a success, to continue the good times they've been having with the Switch 1. And to be clear, I'm in the industry, and I want that too. And I want it as a fan. But I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat. I recently uploaded a full podcast episode to Spotify and YouTube, split into 2 parts, where I did a full rundown and basic review of every one of the 25 Switch 2 launch titles. And the feedback to it has been pretty universally positive overall. But in order to try and ride the algorithm a bit and get a few more people to check out the full-length episode, I also made several clips where I cut out the portions for specific games and released them on YouTube. And in the video on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I've had some fairly vocal pushback from people that seem upset that I would dare to criticize Nintendo, even though in that same short clip I state that in my opinion they are 2 of the best games of all time. And even though I think the Switch 2 editions are overpriced, if you have never owned the games before, there is still good value for money when compared to other forms of entertainment, like buying a movie ticket, Blu-ray, eating out, going bowling, or whatever. But it seems that to certain fans, even this mild criticism was too much, and some people assume I'm a Nintendo hater or I want Switch 2 to fail. Let's be logical for a second, okay? I am the host of the Daily Switch 2 podcast. As I say in every introduction, this is not monetized in any way, and I am not sponsored or affiliated with Nintendo or any other commercial entity. It's just me, sat in my room, making these episodes, recording, editing, uploading at great expense in not just hours every day, but for literally zero income and a pretty huge cost in buying a console, games and accessories to cover in the show. Why am I doing it? Well, perhaps in the future it might grow and start to cover its own costs, but that's a long way off, if ever. It will probably take at least 6 months to get even monetized by YouTube, if that ever happens. And while I do have a Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee account set up, right now I haven't had a single donation and I don't expect to anytime soon. I'm not e-begging. If you're listening to this, please don't take it as me trying to ask for donations. No. Right now, in this economy, and with the highly elevated price of the console and games, I'd actually encourage you to save your money. If you want to help, just subscribe, drop a like or a comment. There is a completely free tier on my Patreon, which again actually costs me money to run because I thought it would be a fun thing to do to buy a ton of little official Nintendo Gacha prizes and give them away to members. If you want to join for free, it is linktree/dailyswitch2, linktr.ee/dailyswitch2. But again, I don't bring this up to draw attention to this channel or e-beg or anything else. In fact, I haven't even brought up any of this in previous episodes, as I actually think it's kind of gross to talk about this stuff at all. Sure, I put links in the description, the pinned comments, but you've never heard me ask for donations, and I never will. You can hold me to that. I'm just glad that people are listening. The only reason I'm mentioning it now is it's baffling to me that people are somehow getting the opinion that I hate Nintendo and I want Switch 2 to fail. If that was the case, why would I have chosen to make this podcast, make these YouTube videos, spent countless hours per day working on it all by myself? This is my hobby, and it's an expensive one at that, but I'm doing it because I love Nintendo, and I've been so excited for the Switch 2, and I want to create a space where I can talk endlessly about how hyped I am for all the latest first-party games. Anyone who saw my coverage of the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct can't possibly have thought that I'm anything else but a huge Nintendo fan, an almost obsessive level of collecting Nintendo games and systems since the 80s, and beyond excited for the future of Switch 2. And on top of this, as a games dev myself, why on earth would I want the system to fail? I need the console to be a success so that my games for it have a chance of selling. So the idea that I want the Switch 2 to fail is preposterous to me. I'm sorry if all of that sounded like a rant. I felt myself getting passionate there, or even could be interpreted as self-advertising or self-aggrandizement. That's not the intention. I just can't believe that some of the comments I got after I dared to say that $80 is too much for a re-release of Tears of the Kingdom, or Breath of the Wild should have included the DLC on the cartridge. How dare I? I know. Fake Nintendo fan, Sony fanboy, whatever else people implied that I was in the comments. It's insane. I love Nintendo. Everyone go buy a Switch 2. I genuinely mean that. I want it to do well. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks amazing. I hate that there's all this negativity. It's not what I thought was going to happen with the launch of this system. But, we'll ride it out. Well, that was funny / sad / informative / stupid, wasn't it? Feel free to mentally redact to make that make sense with the clip that you just heard. I don't know what it was. I'm just recording a bumper. But if you enjoyed the clip, please give it a like. If you'd like to hear more, click subscribe, and you can find all the ways to listen to and support the full daily podcast at linktree/dailyswitch2. That's linktr.ee/daily switch 2. Let's go. Did I sound like I mean that? I do. I really do.